I don't know if anybody's ever asked me that question. So now remember, I just been released home. I was in a wheelchair. So I don't know. Maybe I was more open to seeing who he was. He didn't really say, I'm your guide. It wasn't like I was like getting onto a cruise ship and I was getting a director's tour of my life. It was more, he asked me if I was tired of being afraid, and I was super tired of being afraid. Something fundamentally changed right then, and I don't really know what it was. Like, I don't know that I've ever given that a lot of thought. Something was different though. I was suddenly not afraid of the dead guy that was upstairs. I didn't feel alone, which was a huge part of it. Now I felt like I had somebody in my corner who I could literally see. And starting immediately, he would tell me things before they happened in a way that I couldn't ignore it. And it was all the time, like somebody standing next to you, talking you through life, except it was things that were happening with my friend that lived in Michigan and I was in Alaska, or it would be something that happened with the kids at school and they would come home and tell me and I already knew it. Like, knew it. Not like deja vu. It was like I already know what happened, like I saw it happen. And then as I was able to get around, and like when I was out of the wheelchair and able to move around, then it was my opportunities for things broadened. That knowledge became bigger because I was interacting with different people. Um, but it would be, I don't really know. I don't really know how to answer the question because he was just there for 18 months. Well, he was there for years afterward, but like every single day, talking. And it was always important stuff. It wasn't just babbling like a child. It was explaining things and explaining the history of the work and how it was done in other countries or other cultures, and how different meditative states worked and what different types of energy work there were, and even herbs, like what herbs were traditionally used for certain things. It was literally like having a teacher teaching you full time. And I would go to sleep and it would continue in my sleep and I would wake up. It got for a while where I didn't know if I was awake or asleep because it was constant. It was this constant. But at the same time, I was also going through a lot of physical stuff. I was going through surgery after surgery after surgery, and then physical therapy. So my very first surgery, I was in a wheelchair for 3-4 months, and they were doing a routine scan of my back that was broken and found that I had a giant tumor on one of my ovaries. And that ended up having to be my first surgery. I had to have that done before I could have any of my other orthopedic surgeries that were related to my accident. So for the first couple of years, like I said, the 18 months was him teaching, and then it was, all right, now go read everything you can find. And that was where all of it got validated. So everything he told me, I was able to find in books. I particularly got a lot out of Michael Harner's work. He is known as the father of modern shamanism, who traveled all over and studied cultures and how their practices were the same all over the world, and then like sort of boiled that down into the core things that all of them practiced. And that was where I learned that what I had been taught by my guide was actually a thing in real, like ordinary reality. So I don't know if that answered your question. I'm really sorry if it didn't.